Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Comfort with the Hosses. It is end of February. It's about 45 degrees out. We're going to hit 60 degrees today. So we're going to go get ready to pour some concrete. Got the machine loaded up, and I never ever got a chance to clean them. It was real cold out. It was about 5 degrees out whenever I was doing service this year, and I didn't want to power wash outside. I'm getting older. I didn't feel like doing that in 5-degree temperature, and I didn't want to do it inside because it always messes up the shop. So hopefully I get a chance to really detail these out and get them cleaned up. But until then, we're going to go make some money. We got some blue board, some pink board loaded up for our basement door, tamper, machine full of fuel. The sad part is I don't get to go today. I'm going to stay here and work on a project, and this is probably the hardest thing that I can do is watch these trucks pull out of here and not be in them. So I'll explain what the guys are doing tomorrow when we go to pour it. Let's head down the house. Okay, today working on two things while the guys are out prepping a basement. One thing, my pickup truck won't start. So I looked at a couple things and I feel the starter's acting up. So I called Hovis Auto Parts to order a new starter. And he looked up my history. I bought this starter 3 years ago. He said, no problem, save that, put it in the box. When we deliver you a new one, covered under warranty. 3 years old, 100% replacement on the parts. Hovis Auto Parts. How about that? Caught me totally off guard. I was prepared to spend, what are they now? 200 bucks, maybe plus a little. But from the time that I bought this one 3 years ago, they went up $65. No problem. They're covering the cost on all that, and they're delivering it. Hovis Auto Parts. Thank you very much. Okay. Jim and I just like to stay busy, right, Jim?
Yep.
Hey, a couple comments are saying, hey, Jim's starting to talk on video. They're really liking that. So this is what we built last week, and I didn't do any videoing on it. We were just in the let's get it done mode. So this is right beside my house. It's kind of up from the driveway because the hill tapers off. Now I wanted to build a garage there, and I should have done it 10 or 15 years ago, but now it's just Dawn and I. Emily is still here, but she's not here very much, so parking's no problem. It would have been nice to have a garage there. I could pull my truck in, get it out of the way. We kind of grew past that, so now just a shed to get the lawnmower out of our shop garage would be nice. So with that being said, this is sort of in front of the house. I want it to look nice. So 12 by 16, I put a dormer, if you want to call it a dormer, a gable on the front and the back. Just so it looks a little bit nicer when we're coming down the lane, not just a pitch roof. So it's actually a pretty nice looking shed. It's gonna be. So what we're working on today is I want to start doing these overhangs. I want to get this done before we get busy at work and before birds start building their nests all over it. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna level back, put a nailer, vented soffits, put our nailer up there. I'm going to do vented soffits all the way around this. We're going to put some ventilation down here. I have a matching garage door coming for this to match the house. Inside, this is what we look like. So I did my ceiling rafters on the sides, 4 feet over. And again, I did 1 foot. I'm sorry, I keep saying I did 1 foot. I was saying 12 foot the other day. Centers on the video. So 12-inch centers down the walls. It only took a couple more 2x4s. I just like a 12-inch center a little bit better than a 16. Especially in here when I'm going to be hanging shelves. I just want more studs to screw to and hold things. So I put two nice storage areas, one here and one here. And I'm going to make another one across here. But there's our ceiling. I think we did pretty good. All my rafters, I cut those with using my framing square. It's a 10-12 pitch. I tried lining everything up, and I think I did pretty good. I cut those all with a power saw, not a miter saw. How about that? So everything's stacked all the way down. Pretty much there. We got off a little bit. But again, it's pretty good. What I'm pointing at is our gable ends we didn't stack. Not sure why, but we just did layout and went with it. I think we did layout from center, my ridge board, and went each way. Oh, you did 16 on the gables, right? 16, and we did 12 on the walls. So that's right, I do remember that. All right, so we're gonna get some scaffolding set up around here. We're gonna bring the excavator down and use the buckets again. Actually, we got some sawhorses. We're gonna do a little bit better here. So I got my drip edge on. We didn't do our tar paper. I was running short on tar paper, so you might have something to say about how we did the valleys, but I'm gonna get this shingled right away. And that's ice and water shield going up the valley and tar paper coming across. When we do shingles, we'll shingle through the valley and then return it. All right, I'll put the camera down and get started. Benny, you coming out to help me? Yeah. All right. Is this your playhouse? Woohoo! This is Caleb's little brother. Caleb and Austin's little brother. Okay, lunchtime. So I just did a return here. My 2x2 across that and put my J channel on it. Made my return there. Matt's cutting our soffits. We'll just tuck in, staple, and then I'll wrap it all in our pebblestone clay coil stock. Jim's running it up the gable. I'm going to jump over here. I was trying to video, but the camera kept bumping there. It was hard getting it underneath that overhang. So I just talk about it after the fact. I'll show you this one as soon as I'm done. We plumb down. That's my start. I'll run it all the way over outside of there. Okay, you can see all the vents in it for airflow. Just fits right in that. I keep this out flush here. Now I'm going to take coil stock down and I'll bend it over to close that up. Those nice and square out. Okay. Oh. That's Jim talking on video again. Okay. The other one I was able to sneak a staple right here. Just to hold that up. Okay. I don't put it tight. I just leave it out a little bit for expansion and just shy a little bit. Carrying my 2x2 out. The overhang past, and let's see if I can get this from this angle. Flush in the back, flush on the bottom. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. And good. Okay, there's my vented soffits. Stapled up into the J channel. Now I'm going to trim this out probably in a 1x4 PVC, an AZAC material, and then I'll do hardy plank siding down. So I'll go ahead and get this one done. Brought down the tripod today. I'll just leave the camera stationary. It bounces around so much when I have it on my head. If I try and hold it, then it makes it too hard to work. So you're back a little bit, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Just fastening my J channel. Now I could screw it through here, and I'm missing the slot on my 2x2. So I just go straight through the back of it. Well, I could do it either way, right here. Okay, I think we are out of level places to build houses around here. So this is the house we're working on. This year we have to pour a driveway coming up here. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, phone call is over. So the driveway comes up here. Nice sunrise coming up. Then we'll do a switch back here, and the driveway continues up to the garage on that side of the house. Right now, we're gonna pour this basement. Very easily we can get the truck right up to these doors. Putting our insulation around our exposed wall. That keeps the frost from coming under and chilling that floor, possibly moving the floor. We really don't get that kind of cold temperatures that it would probably do that. There's usually some insulation on the outside, but I don't see any. So there you go, 2 feet in, cover it with plastic, vapor barrier, and we're gonna get this poured today. Here's our zip strip. I talk about that quite often. I'll do it one more time. We had a lot of new viewers. So concrete always wants to crack off corners. So this will go in the concrete. This will go in the concrete. And I'll show you this as we're pouring. And then the top will peel off. And we leave the white piece behind. So that's 1 inch by about 1/16 of an inch thick. Little barb on the bottom to keep it in the concrete. And that'll create a weak spot. And you'll just see a hairline crack going right across, off of the corner, off of that corner, down the posts, and once in the middle. And that'll give us good crack protection. Okay, mixer's due any minute. Okay, here he comes, truck number 1. We get out of his way, waving him right up there. Did you hear him lock in all wheel? Grabbing traction. Morning, Tony. Okay. We'll get him in position. I'll get a couple. When I say a couple, 2. How is it back there? Hopefully you can see it. Kind of dark in here for the camera. Putting a zip strip right down these posts, right beside the floor drain. Okay, so just pulled that back, nice slow, nice flat, working around all that plumbing. Float it with a hand float while I'm doing it, leaves it nice for the finishers. How's it feel, Matt? Good. How's the concrete feel? I'm glad you're good. Okay. All right. Okay, number one just backed out, number two pulled in, mixing them up. Coffee time. I have a really nice coffee cup at home, but I'm never going to bring it out on the job site. We are ready to go. Grab a sip of coffee. See you in a minute. The truck is well underway. I'll try and turn my head slower. I was looking at the footage, it's pretty choppy. So here is number one truck, here's number two. I give it a nice mix. I want to sit here and there. Jim will fluff some in there for me. And now we don't even know where the trucks start and stop. Making sure my end's all the way down to the concrete. I want to see that little line out there it's leaving. Okay, Matt's just finishing up some bolt floating. That's two trucks. We have a couple yards coming for here. 4 yards. Oh, there he is right now, pulling in. Perfect timing. $8.52. 3. Not bad. 1 hour. Okay, I showed you some up close straight edging. We'll just watch Steve do the last little bit so I can get some video coverage of it. Notice how low he sits in the concrete. That saves the back. Everybody asks me, how's my back after 35 years? And it's pretty good.
That and good rakers.
And good rakers is right. Good rakers. Notice how he's just pulling just a little wave of concrete, not much. Fixing it up with his float, his footprints, but nice and low, saving his low back. All shoulders. Steve walks in a bar, nobody messes with him. Those big broad shoulders.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, looking pretty good. 2 more feet to go. Just floating it a little bit as we finishing. That's it right there. Tell Jesse we're done. Good. Making sure his end's down. Both sides. So we stopped shooting concrete about 2 feet short. And then as I got closer, we just added a little bit. That way it does happen. You get a pile of extra, you pile it upside the door. But we try to control that as best we can. We don't want to leave a big pile of concrete that the excavator has to deal with. Floating around the edge. Can I help you in any way, or you're good? Okay. And this board is a little bit high, so he'll float down on that. Nice and level across there for the door to set in. We want to make sure there's no hump in that. So we use a big enough straight edge to go past the door and past the door. Whoop. That would have been funny. I mean, not funny. That's one way to do it. Okay. We are seeing if we can get the truck up to the driveway or garage for tomorrow. So this is a practice run for tomorrow. We need to pull them up and make this bend. I think we're going to be just fine. Sorry about the sun. So you can pull all the way up. Good shape, right? Not ideal. That's why we asked for you. Okay, we'll go ahead and get cleaned up. Okay, just running the tamper around, locking everything in. Getting a little bit of movement, but not very much. To me, it doesn't matter if it sinks a foot or a half an inch. You just don't want that void underneath the concrete. You want to be on solid. Now, typically we tamp everything. It doesn't always make it on the video, but I'm a, big fan of compaction. It's very important to get it compacted. Hopefully the excavator brought that grade up and tamped it as well. But that was all done before we got here. So we're responsible for compacting the aggregate, whether it's gravel or limestone. So that's what we do. Okay, home stretch. All that's done. All we have to do is right out the door. The third truck's a little bit wet. They're moving that trailer right now. Be out of here shortly. Remember, during the pour, we put a zip strip right through here. You can just see a slight impression of it. If you trowel over it this way, you'll leave a little divot there. So I always want to go against it. Now that's a control point in the floor, and you don't even know it's there. Okay, there it is, all done. 2 passes. 11:28. So we made pretty good time on a 27-yard basement. Let's go see how they're doing in the garage. We've been cleaning our tools up in this barrel of water. So we have about an inch of cement cream laying on the bottom. So what we do, we take a handful of gravel, throw it in there. Nice and clean. All right, let's head to the truck. Okay, that's our rebar grid. Just working around the pipe. So about a 2 by 3 foot grid. We'll tweak them a little bit. They're going to cut that band board out. I'm sorry, the plate. They're going to cut that back at wall, and we can slide our rebar all the way on top of that concrete ledge. I believe they're cutting a couple more. Oh, they got them cut over here. I like a nice 2-foot overlap. It's a little bit short, but it's about 20 inches. I didn't measure it. Maybe 18. Okay. Pick it up here tomorrow morning. See you then.